Not all trucks are built to be practical. Some are so strange, you wonder how they ever made it past the design stage, yet they actually hit the market. From convertible pickups to snail-shaped micro-trucks, these vehicles pushed the limits of what a truck could be. In this video, we're counting down 12 of the weirdest truck designs that somehow made it to production. Get ready to be surprised, confused, and maybe even impressed by these unusual creations. 12th. Chevrolet SSR. The Chevy SSR was part retro hot rod, part convertible, and part pickup truck. It had a power retractable hardtop and a bed covered with a stylized tonneau. Under the hood, a Corvette engine. But despite its muscle, the SSR confused truck buyers with its flashy looks and limited practicality. It looked cool in theory, but didn't tow much, couldn't haul much, and felt more like a showpiece than a real truck. A true oddball in Chevy's history. 11. Subaru Baja. The Subaru Baja was like someone glued a pickup bed to the back of a Subaru Outback. It had all-wheel drive, 4 doors, and a tiny 3.5-foot bed, perfect for, maybe, a bicycle. It didn't offer much utility, but it did win hearts for being different. The Baja became a cult classic over time, but at launch, people didn't know what to make of it. Truck, wagon, ute, whatever it was, it definitely stood out in the crowd. 10. Honda Ridgeline Gen 1. When Honda launched the first Gen Ridgeline, truck fans didn't know what hit them. It had a unibody frame, front-wheel drive-based platform, and looked more like an oversized minivan. Hardcore truck lovers hated it, but it had some clever tricks, like an in-bed trunk and a dual-action tailgate. Though odd-looking, the Ridgeline was smooth to drive and incredibly practical for light-duty use. It wasn't your average truck, and that's exactly what made it both weird and interesting. 9. Dodge Rampage. The Dodge Rampage was Chrysler's answer to the El Camino and the Subaru Brat. Based on the Dodge Omni, this front-wheel drive compact truck could carry small loads and still fit in tight parking spots. It was underpowered, weirdly shaped, and far from rugged, but somehow charming. With its sloped front end and tiny bed, the Rampage was more car than truck, yet it carried the Dodge name proudly. It's one of those so bad it's good pickups. 8. Volkswagen Rabbit Pickup VW took the compact Rabbit hatchback and turned it into a pickup, and somehow it worked. The Rabbit pickup was built in the US and offered excellent fuel economy, a surprisingly usable bed, and that lovable VW charm. It wasn't fast or tough, but it was reliable and quirky. With front-wheel drive and small engines, it couldn't compete with American trucks, but it wasn't trying to. It carved out its own tiny niche in truck history. 7. Ford Explorer Sport Track. Ford's Explorer Sport Track was a mashup of SUV and pickup truck. Built on the Explorer platform, it featured a short bed behind a full-size SUV cabin. It had decent off-road ability and a cool factor, but truck fans weren't sure what to think. It wasn't rugged like an F-150 or roomy like a real SUV. Still, the Sport Track found its audience, mostly people who wanted a little utility with their daily ride. A strange blend, but it sold surprisingly well. 6. Pontiac G8 ST Concept. This strange El Camino-style truck never actually made it to American dealerships, but it came close. Pontiac's G8 ST was a concept based on the Australian Holden Ute. It had a muscle car front and a truck bed in back. Weird? Yes. Cool. Absolutely. It had power, rear-wheel drive, and the potential to be a hit with gearheads, but Pontiac shut down before it could launch. Still, the G8 ST remains one of the coolest what-if trucks ever teased. 5. Tesla Cybertruck Original Design. When Tesla unveiled the Cybertruck, jaws dropped, not because of specs, but because of the design. With flat stainless steel panels and sharp angles, it looked like it was made in Microsoft Paint. People weren't sure if it was a joke or genius. Elon Musk's vision threw every rule out the window. Love it or hate it, the Cybertruck isn't just weird. It redefines what a truck can look like, and yes, it's actually going into production. 4. Lincoln Blackwood. Luxury trucks usually sound like a good idea until you see the Lincoln Blackwood. With its faux wood paneling, carpeted cargo bed, and lack of 4x4, it missed the mark entirely. Lincoln thought upscale buyers wanted a fancy truck, but most didn't. The Blackwood tried to mix elegance with utility and ended up doing neither well. It sold poorly, was discontinued quickly, and is now remembered as a bold failure in truck design. Unique? Yes. Practical? Not really. 3. Nissan S-Cargo Pickup, Japan. The Nissan S-Cargo was already one of the weirdest looking vans ever made, so naturally, Japan turned it into a pickup, shaped like a snail. Yes, really. The S-Cargo pickup had tiny wheels, tiny mirrors, and a truly bizarre look. It wasn't fast, strong, or practical, but it was cute and undeniably unique. Only made in limited numbers, it became a quirky favorite in Japan's K-car culture. If weirdness was a contest, the S-Cargo pickup might just win. 2. Hummer H2 SUT. The Hummer H2 SUT was bold, brash, and totally impractical. It kept the massive size of the regular H2, but added a tiny truck bed in the back. The bed was so small, you could barely fit a set of golf clubs in it. Still, it sold, because people loved the look and didn't care much about real utility. Gas mileage was terrible, the ride was rough, but hey, it was a Hummer, just a weird one with a bed. 1. Dodge Diora, concept turned custom. The Dodge Diora was originally a wild concept car from the 1960s that somehow inspired real custom trucks. It had a futuristic, surfboard-inspired design with a front entry hatch, no side doors at all. Though it never hit mass production, its influence is undeniable. It even became a popular Hot Wheels car. The Diora represents everything weird, bold, and creative about concept trucks, and how some strange ideas still find a way to roll onto the streets. These trucks may not have broken sales records, but they sure left a mark with their unique and quirky designs. Whether you loved them or laughed at them, they prove that automakers aren't afraid to take risks. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Which weird truck would you actually drive?